Hello. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It's good to be back, right? It's been a while. It's been like probably a couple of weeks since the last time I did this, which is off the top. But I am back, right? I took a little break. I've been playing some games lately, doing some stuff. If you notice, it's Friday. It's a good Friday for me. I don't have to go to work today, so I got a nice 3 days off. And then later on, I think tomorrow I'm gonna be going to my friend's house. He's gonna be cooking some steak. It's gonna be really, really good. He's gonna do it on the grill, which I'm very happy. So I'm going to go there probably around like 5 o'clock. I think he said he said about 5 o'clock. So I'll probably leave about 4. And yeah, like it's pretty much it's a good Friday. Definitely feels good. Nice weather outside. Windy. It's cold. But yeah, I'm back. I am back. It's good to be back. Very, very good. But we got a lot of things to talk about. Definitely got my handy dandy tablet right here so we can get through the topic so I can keep everything organized. Because pretty much this is everything off the top of my head. I'm just speaking it from a consumer perspective. What I'm playing, what I'm buying, what are my thoughts and opinions on it. Again, I'm mostly talking about the gaming industry, whether it's a console, PC, good and bad. So I'm just giving you my raw, honest opinions. No, nobody ain't paying me. There's no Patreon. There's none of that stuff. Nothing I'm getting paid off of YouTube. These are strictly raw opinions, straight up. No, somebody sponsor me, somebody trying to persuade me. There's none of that. I'm just giving you my honest, hot take on everything what's been going on. And there's been quite a lot of things going on. Quite a lot. So, first, let's start off with this. I will be doing another, assault video, but that's probably going to be for next week, not this week. So I'm going to be collecting more salts because, of course, salt is a never ending thing, yo. It's never ending. Every day it's always be like a new salt or a new something. It's just like, okay. The fan base is just, the fanboys are just getting ridiculous at this point. So I'm like, whatever. Whatever, that's fine. So I'm gonna be doing that next week. This week, however, later on, probably tonight, I will be playing Cyberpunk 2077 for the first time. I think ever since that game dropped in like 2020, I believe. I think it dropped in 2020. So I never played it until now in 2024. So I will be streaming it tonight. I only got through the first kind of part of it. I haven't really delved into all of the missions, but I will be doing a live stream tonight on my channel. I'm going to be sitting down playing it. I'm going to have some fun with that. So I will be doing that tonight. And what else I've been playing? So all the games that I've been playing lately, that's how I kick things off the top. Um, I'm still playing Tekken 8, but we got some things that we need to talk um, about that later on in the video. But I'm still playing it. I'm still having fun with it. I noticed that they are patching stuff up, changing character stuff. So I'm gonna have to adjust, practice, do all that stuff. So I'm still playing Tekken 8, and I've been playing the snowboarding game called Shredders. Shredder, I think it's Shred. It basically is a snowboarding game. It's not like SS Tricky, but it's more simulated. But I still love it. It still plays really, really well, and I love it so much. And I did brought it on off of Game Pass because it was going away. I checked it on Steam first to see if there was a sale for it, and there was no sale for it. So I got it for like I think like $23 off of Game Pass. So I just said why not? It was a really great game. I love this game. So it's going to be leaving from Game Pass. So I just said, fuck it, might as well pick it up. I really love the game, and I see that they really patch it, and it is really runs well now. Like it's patched well. They got some new features you can do. You know, you can add ramps and all this other stuff. Like this is cool. I'm just loving it. I'm like, yes, yes. You know, now it makes me want to sit there and say, you know what? I probably might be going back as a palate cleanser, like kind of like all these like big AAA games. Sometimes I just want to sit back and just play a fun game. I probably might do that as a live stream too, maybe on Saturday or even on Sunday. Just like do a nice little chill stream, put some music on, play some snowboarding and stuff. I think that would be a lot of fun. Because I heard that they did put new missions and stuff like that into the game while the update, so I haven't keep track of it. But it was pretty much a delight to come back, and if it's really good, I probably might spend a few, give them a few more dollars for them, and hopefully that Full Punch can actually do another sequel to that game. I'm really enjoying it. So I've been playing that Forza Horizon 5 on and off a little bit. I'm kind of taking a break from that. Not uninstalling it. It's still there. I might pick it up here and there, but not as much as lately. I've been playing some other games. I know I have been playing Valkyrie Elysium, I believe. I've been playing that game. That game is a lot of fun. I'm just like again like a palate cleanser. And like I said before, I am playing Cyberpunk 2077 for the first time since launch. So like it dropped it in 2020, and then I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for all the bugs, the issues, all the DLC pass. So pretty much now is like a very good time for me to just jump into Cyberpunk. So I'm gonna be playing that without no mods. I just want to play it just how it is. So I've been taking my time. I'm loving what they did with it. They actually reamped everything, especially that fucking menu. The menu was like, holy shit, bro. Like it was very confusing and stuff. I like what they did with the menu system. It's very clean. They reamped it. They simplify it. They make it easy to understand. I was like, good. I liking this. Now I can sit here and really play the game for what it was. So, well, because now it's like feature complete, and mostly the updates and everything else is kind of like wrapping up. It's done. But yeah, pretty much that's what's been going on with me. You know, playing some games again. I'm just like palette cleaning my games. Like I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back. I mean, yeah, I'm playing Cyberpunk. That's a AAA game, but it been out for a while. I'm taking my time with that now, and also I'm just like playing some little small games and stuff like that, just chilling. I'm not really feeling the crave for AAA games, so I'm really just taking a step back and just chilling out. So yeah, that's been going on. Other things around the world been going on. I mean, I noticed, you know, with the whole Diddy situation and stuff, that shit is crazy. I'm not gonna talk about it on here, but for a little bit, that shit was crazy. Seeing Diddy got his house fucking raided and stuff, and you could tell, like, yo, like, I think, and this motherfucker was partying every day. Like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, a grown ass man in his 50s is still partying every day. Like, yo, like, I don't mind parties. Like, cool, do what you want, but like, yo, it was almost like an everyday occurrence. It's like, bro, you gotta understand, my dude. You're like in your 50s, dog. Like, chill the fuck out. And then there's like so many like rumors, speculation. We don't know anything yet. I mean, yes, we hear tidbits here and there, but we need to see documents. So I'm gonna wait and see the documents on shit. But a lot of the shit that we heard so far is fucking insane. I don't know what the hip hop industry is going to be like, but I tell you one thing, I'm not a I'm not a hip hop rap thing anymore. I'm kind of just like I just don't want to listen to it anymore. Especially now with this shit going on, I'm just like, yeah, you know what? I'm glad I took a break from that shit. This is even more letting me know, say, yeah, you know what? Don't fuck with it. Don't fuck with it. Um, What else? The whole bridge collapse thing. I saw that on the news, which is fucking crazy. What happened? I know a lot of people try to put like some speculations on that shit and conspiracy theories. There's no conspiracy theories. I'm just keeping it a buck here. Who knows? Was it hacked? Was the ship hacked? I don't fucking know. We don't got concrete evidence, but when they do their investigation, they will reveal it, saying this what happens and so on and so forth. But I don't think it was a terrorist attack. This was just mainly an accident. You could tell it was an accident. So that thing has happened. But this is where it just gives it. I think I think now more than ever, America needs to start getting prepared for certain things when shit like happens or like shit hits the fan. You got to do something about it. Rather than just like, oh, well, I'm just gonna wait and I'm not gonna do shit about it. Do something about it now. Like have an extra port, have an extra whatever, just in case if they can't go through this way, at least they got a port already right there for emergencies. Like, hey, we can still unload cargo on here. It might take a bit of time, but we can still do it instead of holding all the ships up and shit, right? So that's why it's important to always have emergency ports, just in case, like when this, like if this shit ever happens again, or maybe in the future or whatever, always have at least one or two emergency ports somewhere along the coast. Like it's just now more than ever. That's where the tax money and our tax paying dollars should be putting towards. Like that kind of shit happens. Hey, if that happens, put one extra port. Doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be some extravagant bullshit. It's just for emergencies when shit happens like that. They can sit there and say, okay, this happens. We can put the ship over here. We can start unloading cargo this way while they clean up on this whole entire area. I don't know. But yeah, notice that shit is going on. That shit is crazy as well. So yeah. So without further ado, let's get into the topics for today, which we got four, and then we got a fifth wrap up question, which is very, very interesting. So I want to make sure I keep myself on track because I don't want to lose track. Because if I lose track, I'll be like just talking out of my head, like just rambling on and ranting. So I want to try to keep everything in order. So yeah, we're gonna start off with an easy one. I know that for sure. The easiest one. Want to see? Come on. All right, there we go. All right, so let's start off with the first one right here. With the first topic is Take-Two Interactive has brought Gearbox, which is from Embracer Group. So Take-Two has purchased Gearbox. Gearbox makes um, the whole Borderlands game and stuff like that. I talked to my friend at the job. I don't think he hasn't played it. He hasn't played that game. So I have played it. I played. You know what? I skipped Borderlands 1 and 2. I went straight to 3. And I feel like when I went back to play Borderlands 2, it doesn't feel the same as 3. I don't know why, but I felt 3 was more tighter, much cleaner, a lot better to play than 2. Don't hate, whatever. This is just my own opinion on it. But when I was playing it, 3, I loved it a lot more than 2. I don't know. The way how it feels in 3 feels a lot better than 2. Don't quote me on that. I'm just saying this is just my own opinion. But yeah, they're the creators and stuff. Take Two Interactive did brought them out. I think was like 400 million something dollars around there, 450. So do I feel like Gearbox is in a safe place? For me personally, yes. I mean, you're underneath Take Two, which they have. Currently they're doing with the whole Grand Theft Auto 5 thing. They're still in development. That's going to be coming out in 2025. But don't quote me on this. Like, it might be delayed. Like, some people said it's not. It is. We have to wait and see. But knowing Rockstar and knowing the games that they have released previously, I wouldn't be too surprised that if, whatchamacallit, that they going to put a delay for GTA 6. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they said we're gonna delay it maybe in 2026. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll be like, okay, which is fine. I think if they do decide to delay the game in 2026, is it really the end of the world? No. At least it'll give us the opportunity to finish up any AAA titles that's coming out this year in 2024 and the next year in 2025. And then I think people will be more ready, inclined to play the game in 2026. So, but yeah, I mean, they're underneath Take Two Interactive. It's just the only thing is that I feel like their release date windows are just like unknown. That's where I'm a little worried because of the fact that I haven't heard any of their studios or titles that we've seen thus far. Like, I mean, I could be wrong, but then again, I'm like, well, they do have the makers who did the Mafia remake one, Hangar 13. I, that one with the definitive edition for the Mafia one was fantastic. I loved it. So I'm waiting for them to see what's the next like Mafia game is going to come out. So that's just kind of a wait and see game. And then what else? So we have that. Then we have BioShock 4. BioShock 4 is still in development. We haven't heard shit else. And I think that developer is underneath, I think it was Cloud Cloud Gaming, Cloud Chimney or something like that. Something like that. But whoever has the IP for BioShock 4, that's still in development underneath Take Two. We haven't heard nothing yet. Remedy is taking care of the remake for Max Payne 1 and 2. Remedy, so basically they just said that Rockstar said, here's the IP for it. You could do the remake for 1 and 2. They already have done 3 and they kind of done. I don't know if we're going to ever see another Max Payne game again, but I would like to see another Max Payne game or maybe something a complete different like reboot of Max Payne, something brand new. Doesn't have to be with the same thing, or they can do something in the Max Payne franchise and just make it to something else. I'm just saying, like I wouldn't mind to see Remedy take a crack at doing a John Wick game. Like if they did a John Wick game, uh, and has that same feel and tone, just like they did in Max Payne, I will fucking love it. I will definitely pick that up 100%. So again, their studios and their release windows and stuff like that is just not. It doesn't sound the best in Take Two right now. It's just a lot of unknowns and like what's going on. Where's all these games at? Where's the development in that? It seems like they are taking their time, which I appreciate it, but we still want to hear something from them or at least get some type of a sneak peek or something like that. But it's been pretty much quiet, you know. And all Rockstar is fucking doing is doing Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. We're missing like Bully, Midnight Club, Manhunt, all these other games. I'm like, Rockstar needs to start, or Take Two as a publisher needs to start like putting some of these IPs out to other developers and let them take a crack at it or something. Have them develop the game or do something. So, without that being said, I feel like Gearbox is in a safe place. Which is good. And they are working on Borderlands 4, which is fantastic. So I gotta wait and see. So hopefully they give them enough money and time to develop Borderlands 4 because I don't want it to be rushed out. Let them take their time. I that'll be the best. That'll be the best thing. We're probably not gonna hear Borderlands 4 probably maybe till next gen consoles. Probably towards like PlayStation 6, the next Xbox Series S and X. We probably might going to be hearing something around that time. You know, so good. Let them take their time. Let them do what they got to do. I don't have no problems with that. Hopefully, maybe again they give them some IPs that they can work on too. Because, like again, Take Two do have IPs, but they just not. It's not being developed. I will love them to see if Rockstar can't do Bully 2 or the next Bully game, like Bully 2, take that IP and just give it to Gearbox. I think they'll do a better job doing a Bully game in that. I would like to see that. And then you could just take some of the Rockstar writers from there, have them go to Gearbox and work on a Bully 2 game. Just saying, you know. The real question is, I don't know if Take Two Interactive owns like I think a racing game. Not a racing game. They have an IP for that, but I don't think they have a developer for that because they need to start working on like a Midnight Club game. I don't know why they're not doing that right now because open world racing games are pretty hot right now. So I don't know what are they doing, but Take Two needs to like either buy another studio or getting another studio um to at least like start kind of like working on that too, like at least a racing studio. It's kind of a shame that EA has purchased what my favorite studio, which is what was that studio was? It was Codemaster. So Codemaster that did the Dirt Rally series is they got brought out by EA. I would love to see if only like Take Two would have brought Codemaster, they would have made a perfect fit to do a Midnight Club game. I think that would be fantastic, but that's not going to happen. But hopefully Take Two has some type of racing developer to kind of like say, hey, Rockstar, you're not doing nothing with Midnight Club. Just let that other studio or let that developer take care of that and let them work on that shit. You know? So they're pretty much good. But Embracer still got more studios that they can easily sell. I mean, I know they sold Saber as well to another private company. So Saber's out of there. They just sold whatchamacallit, right? They just Take Two just brought Gearbox. So I think there's a few other studios left. The thing is, like, I'm hoping for probably like Xbox might is going to definitely maybe pick up Crystal Dynamics because they're in a joint development with another developer to work on the Perfect Dark series. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that Xbox can kind of like pick them up once they did good with the Perfect Dark, make it good and all this stuff. Hopefully they'll try to say, hey, we'll kind of pick up Crystal Dynamics, put them in the fold. That'd be great. But PlayStation needs to start buying some studios. I don't know right now PlayStation is like literally bleeding out money, but to be honest, if PlayStation was smart right now, I would have just dumped it fucking or better yet, I don't know. Well, they are going to take over Bungie, which they are. But if we were talking about acquisition here, I would like to see Crystal Dynamics and Sony kind of pick them up because it makes more sense. They are making single player games, and I think Crystal Dynamics do a way better job in terms of like the Tomb Raider franchise and stuff. I would love to see them to try to take a crack at Horizon Forbidden West. Like if they had another game after Forbidden West, like the third one, I think rather than having Guerrilla Games do it, let Crystal Dynamics do it. I think they'll do a better job and better storytelling than what Guerrilla Games is doing right now with Forbidden West. Forbidden West is terrible. I think the first game was okay, but Forbidden West was not it. That story was fucking garbage, garbage. But that's all I gotta say about them with Crystal Dynamics. That's all I gotta say. Well, not Crystal Dynamics. That's all I gotta say about Take Two Interactive with Gearbox. They're okay. They're safe. I don't got an issue with that. I'm not really worried about them. All right. Second thing. Second topic. Capcom added microtransactions in Dragon's Dogma 2. Now, I was talking about this with my friend at the job because he's playing FIFA and Dragon's Dogma 2, right? So he's playing it now. And let me start from the beginning. For me, I have wanted to purchase Dragon's Dogma 2, which I did. However, once I started to see the performance and start seeing the problems and stuff like that, the microtransactions and stuff, I said, you know what? I'm just getting me a refund. And I just refunded right away. Like, I downloaded halfway, I uninstall it, I went to Steam, and I just said, you know what? I'm just getting me a refund. Now, let me just make this clear. I am not a hater with the game. I'm not one of those type of people that be like on the comment sections, be like, say, the fast traveling is boring. Oh no, this game is a hindrance. It should have been an easy mode. I am not like that type of gamer. Definitely not. For me, I play the game and I play it to understand the gameplay mechanics in a game. You have to understand about mechanics and stuff like that. Like, you're not going to get the mechanics on the first try or the first thing you do. It's just like when I was playing Skyrim for the first time, I didn't understand Skyrim mechanics. Okay? I was new to Skyrim. Nobody didn't point me towards Skyrim, made me go to Skyrim. Nobody did. I just went to see the game. I saw it. I picked it up. I said, I'm going to go take it home and play it. And I loved the game, but I didn't understand the mechanics, and I made a lot of mistakes. I restarted the game, and I learned the mechanics. Restarted the game, learned the mechanics. Like, I played it, and then I restarted it, and then that's what I did constantly. So then that way I understand what these mechanics will do and how this game works and what works, what does not work. How do I do this? What do I need to look out for? What do I need to save? I had to understand the mechanics of the game. There was no way in hell you're going to understand it in one playthrough. So that's my way of doing it to learn the mechanics. But the biggest problem for me was not only just the microtransactions, but the biggest one that made me go get a refund for that game was the performance. Okay? I think if I haven't learned anything, right? Especially Cyberpunk 2077, like I said many, many times before. Cyberpunk 2077 was a game that's made to be built 10 years in the future. It wasn't built 10 years from now. 10 years from now will be like Starfield. They put out a game that's already pretty much complete and they just building off top of it 10 years from now. Cyberpunk was trying to be a game that is 10 years in the future. Basically, they try to put out this massive game with all of these crazy things and features, but it was piss poor optimized and it was bad performance and it just had missing things. They had to strip out things. It was basically this game wasn't really built for this generation consoles. And like I said, I don't even think it was built for even this generation console. Cyberpunk 2077 should have been built from PlayStation 6 generation console, not even this generation. It wasn't even ready for that because it was built like 10 years in the future. So, and looking at Dragon's Dogma too, right? It's a fantastic game. Don't get me wrong. The combat, it looks fun. This, that, everything is fun. I don't got no problem with what the gameplay is. It's a hardcore RPG game. It's a game that makes you think and is more of a prep and getting things ready to go type game. Like putting teams together, right? If you went on an ox cart and then you doze off and then like a monster will attack you. Like, it's not like Skyrim. Like a lot of people thought Skyrim was a hard game. Skyrim is not a hard game. At first, for me, I thought it was hard until I understand the gameplay mechanics. Then I sat there and said, Skyrim is really not that of a hard game, unless you crank it up to like difficulty. But even so, if you know what you're doing, it's really not that hard of a game. Dragon's Dogma 2, however, that's a real hardcore game because it was basically is built more of a realistic kind of adventure. Like kind of like if you it's like one of those anime shows, like those isekai shows where like you've been transported into another world or another place and everything is different and all this stuff, and there's monsters, there's creatures, there's swords and all this magic shit. Then you have to really play it, really play the game or be in that world, being immersive. It's more realistic. There is no fast travel. Like, let's be real. Like, if I was transported in another world and we didn't have cars and shit, I'd be either riding on a horse or on the back of a carriage or flying on top of a monster or some shit. Like, whatever. But that would be my transportation. Like, we don't have vehicles in this world. So I think Dragon's Dogma is just basically is a game that it's more realistic, not super realistic, but it's like it's realistic in a sense of like they made it where traveling and discovering shit is fun, but it's also dangerous as well. So it's not trying to be like a Dark Souls game. It's more like that middle ground where I have fun in looting stuff, but I also got to make sure and keep in mind I got to be prepared what I bring you know, out in that open world environment, like my tent, food, my carry weight. So all those mechanics, like I can totally deal with it. I don't have a problem with that. Like again, the biggest problem is the performance. You're charging me a $70 game for an experience that's hindering my performance, and I'm playing it on the PC, right? And a lot of people don't understand this, but the game is CPU intensive. It is not GPU intensive. So there's a difference. So it uses a lot of the CPU resources. I know I got a Ryzen 9 processor, right? And you say, hey, Brendan, you got a Ryzen 9 processor. You got this. You should be okay, right? I should. But then again, when you start seeing other people got better rigs than I do, it's definitely even newer CPUs than me. Like they're on next gen, they're on AM5 platform. I'm on the AM4. I'm on old gen. They on new gen. And they have a hard time playing the game and running the game, you know, and they still having, bad experience and frame time issues, stutterings and stuff like that. And then I sat there and said, you know what? I'm refunding the game. It's not worth $70 for me to pay for a game that's that is just underperforming, you know, and is not delivering on optimization. Now they said they're going to patch the game and all that stuff, which is all well and good. But at the end of the day, I think more than ever that if you can't even make a game with good performance, like then for me it's like, look, I'm not gonna waste my money and time on it. No way, fuck that. I'm not doing it. No. You know, especially like again in 2024, 2025, the next couple of years, a lot of people are really holding on to their money and watching where they're being spent at. So if I brought a game that's like really piss poor performance, it's not worth it because there's like a shit ton of game in my backlog I could be playing something else than this game. And that's what I decided. I say, look, is bad performance when the game gets better, then I'll go back and play it. But until that time, I'm not dealing with that shit. Like again, if I could play Starfield without a problem, which I played it at launch and I played it without a problem, no problems, I'm keeping the game, right? It's not a perfect game, right? Mind you, it's not a perfect game, but I appreciate that the overall performance, most of the performance in Starfield is not as egregious as Dragon's Dogma 2, because that shit was egregious. And it's unacceptable. No. So, yeah, it's just like, it's kind of ridiculous. We're in 2024. And it's not only just on the PC, but it's also on the consoles as well. They're not having a good time, especially if you enter in the main city and you run around in the main city. It's gonna lag and stutter, and it's gonna have dip below in the 20s and 28s frame. It's not even. It's just a mess, and also missing features. Like again, you couldn't even you could even play it in a new game again. You just couldn't even do that. I'm like, what? You can't even restart a brand new game in an RPG? Like, what? This is ridiculous. I was like, all right, whatever. So I kind of just moved on from that shit. I didn't want to deal with it. But the microtransactions, right? The microtransactions. Now, the microtransactions are ridiculous. So the microtransactions are like ridiculous. So the reason why I don't like the microtransactions is because that it's just it's microtransactions that ain't worth shit. You're putting like $1-2 in each of these little fucking microtransactions, which was like, what's the fuck is the point of putting this game? Like, it's not only is this bad performance, right? And on top of that, you can't even you can't even do a whole new game until they patch it in today, right? And then on top of that, you're throwing in microtransactions in a single player game that don't really need to. Like again, I don't have an issues with microtransactions, but put microtransactions that is worth a damn to fucking buy. Stop putting these meaningless fucking bullshit. Like it's like, here's $1 for buying this many crystals. Here's $1 to get. Here's $2, $3 for this camping gear. It's lighter. Here's $3 for fast travel. It's fucking ridiculous. Stop putting shit like that in the game. And I've been talking about that with my friend. And I said, look, if they put something like, let's say for example, like if you want me to spend $3-4, give me a fucking armor set or something that I could spec it out and change colors and shit. The only thing I can't do is just sell it in the game because it'll just be broken because it'll just respawn into my fucking chest, right? Just at least let me like have an armor set, spec it out, pay for through $2-3, and I got it in the game. I may not get it right away. I have to get like, again, go to a town, right? I gotta go to a town, buy a house so I can have it in my chest. And then I probably gotta go to either get a letter or whatever, like, oh, your armor set is here, then you could put it on, whatever. Cool. Right? I pay for it. It's useful, and I'm having something. It's like I could spec it out and change the color the way I want it to, and I can run around the world with my armor set that I brought. Give me something fucking useful. Stop giving me meaningless bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, put something fucking useful in the game. That's that's just my opinion. I don't know. It just like it's kind of like I'm just like sitting here scratching my head like, why are you putting this kind of garbage? It's just like it's $70. I should be able to just play the game. And really, it should be no microtransactions. But if you are going to plan on putting it in the game, put something that people can fucking buy and say this is something like I is fucking useful in the game. I'm not saying it's broken in the game. I don't want something game breaking. Useful shit, right? For example, like Forza Horizon 5 has microtransactions, right? But they got cars, DLC cars. So you can buy a car pack, a single car, whatever. You buy a car, That's something that is fucking useful, okay? And that's something that people will not mind to buy something in the microtransaction store. That's not a problem. But nobody is not going to be like in Forza Horizon 5 like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to buy this shoe for my for my avatar for like $2. Like nobody's not going to go down a whole fucking list of bullshit of like shoes and costumes for your avatar. Like it's fucking stupid. Nobody's not buying that in Forza Horizon. Who wants to buy that shit? Nobody. It's fucking ain't worth shit, right? But if you put in a car in the game, let's say like the Toyota 886 GT 2023 model, and it was like about $3-4 in Forza Horizon, that's worth something to fucking buy. I'm buying a fucking vehicle that I can customize and drive around in the world. What the fuck I'm gonna do with my avatar? My avatar doesn't do shit. Is in the car. I don't give a fuck about dressing it up or dressing it down. I just want to play the fucking car. I'm racing in the game. I think that's where I will hope, like again, Capcom will fucking realize, stop putting these worthless ass microtransactions. Put shit that actually is worth a damn to fucking buy. Like, come on, man. It's ridiculous. But it's whatever. It's whatever. But again, there was a lot of pushback on it. I'm not buying a single microtransaction at all for that. So there's that. Moving on to number 3, which is kind of go hand in hand, which is Bandai Namco has started copywriting striking people's channels for using mods in the game. But why? Why? I don't even know. This is another thing that they're fucking doing. You know what I'm saying with this, I know it's not just Bandai Namco, it's also Capcom is doing it too, where they're striking back on mods, they're saying it's cheating and stuff like that. They're just doing that because they want to monetize their fucking game. Now, if you want to monetize your game, I don't have a fucking problem. Put shit in the game that's worth a fucking damn. I'm just saying for Capcom, like put microtransactions that people is buying is worth something to play. Stop putting these worthless ass shit. Now for Bandai Namco on their shit, they're striking people's channels for no reason because if they like again, if I showed off a mod on my channel, right? Let's just say I show off a mod on my channel, then you know, Bandai Namco can come to my channel and just copyright strike my shit. Even if I just showed one mod, I didn't show no download link or where to get it or whatever. I just put the mod on. I'm doing fightings with this character, whatever. And then they strike it down. I'm like, what the fuck, yo? It's crazy. And then, but then there's other mods that are okay, like they're not copyright strike. So this is where I think, like again, it's just getting ridiculous because now even with them, they got their own microtransactions, and now they're starting to get even more ridiculous. Like again, Tekken 8, and I'm still playing the game. It's a good game. It's a solid game to play. There's a lot of things in there that is feature complete. Now, I don't mind supporting devs with microtransactions, right? Like again, they're gonna put out a character for I think Eddie and Tekken 8, right? Costs whatever money. So for me, I'm going to buy that character because this is a character that's coming into the game, right? Brand new character, Eddie. Cool. I'm liking this. Fine. He's a new fighter. I'm gonna see what kind of movesets I could do. I'm gonna play it online. I'm gonna dress him up, change the outfit. Cool. I'm happy for that. That's something that I can give my extra money towards, Bandai Namco and the Tekken team. Say here, I appreciate this. However, what I don't appreciate is when Bandai Namco turn around and just start copywriting strikes on people's channels, showing off mods that these people are doing it completely for fucking free. They're not even charging me. They're not charging me, they're not charging you, they're not, whatever, trying to be whatever. They're just making fucking costumes and they're just making it for free. But you turning around just copywriting strikes on people's channels, like, dog, I'm not going to support you like that. And I know I'm not the only one. I know there's another YouTube channel. I'll probably butcher his name. I'm sorry, but Hollow, if I'm saying that correctly. But Hollow's channel, he was talking about it too. Um, how Bandai Namco is going around copyrighted strikes on people's mods, even if let's say I didn't do anything, like I'm just gathering videos from a collaboration video, right? Let's say I just say, oh, I took this video from this channel, I made a collage or whatever, or and let's say I put it up on my channel, I can get copyright strike for that. It's like, what? It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It really is. So now they have a whole Tekken shop, right? And then they also announced that they're going to have a battle pass, which I know for myself that I'm not going to buy the battle pass because for one, I don't got the time for that, for a battle pass. I might play it for a little bit for free, but I can care less about a battle pass. And if it's going to be one of those type of battle pass where it's like, okay, here's this battle pass, if you don't get everything, it's gone forever, then that's the type of battle pass that I'm not going to pay for, and I don't really care, and I'm not going to contribute and do anything because I don't like those type of shits. I'm sorry. Okay? No. And the second thing is that, again, I can also push back is the fact that they got a Tekken store or a Tekken shop, and I don't have to buy anything in the Tekken shop, which I'm not. I'm not buying anything in the Tekken shop, and I'm definitely not going to be doing no fucking Battle Pass premium bullshit. The only thing I'm purchasing is just a DLC character. That is it. Other than that, I'm not purchasing a goddamn thing in the store. Because if you're going to disrespect people in the modding community like that, just like going around copywriting people's strikes on channels and shit, I'm not supportive of that. I'm sorry. Shit, like again, corporations are not, like, corporation was never my friend. I'm just a consumer. But if you're going to turn around and disrespect the people in the community and the consumers that they're fucking buying the game and supporting your shit and promoting your shit, and you just like that, then I'm just not going to give you no extra money. That's how I feel about Dragon's Dogma too. I refunded it. I said, no, look, this unoptimized bullshit, I'm not playing that shit in 2024. You got to fucking patch that shit up and get that shit good to go before for me to buy something. And Bandai Namco is now turning around and doing that. I'm like, well, then I'm not going to support your little Tekken store and your battle pass. It's just as simple as that. It's going to hurt them in the long run. So it ain't going to hurt me in my pockets. I'm still going to have my money. They're just not getting my money. So there's that. It's crazy. And a lot of people are upset. But like, again, like, I'm going to just say it like, I'm going to say it right now before I move on. All you got to do is just don't support their shit. Do not buy their DLC, their microtransactions at the Tekken shop, and don't buy their battle pass. Make it clear to them. Say, I'm not going to support their battle pass, and I'm not buying anything in the Tekken shop. Period. That's what I'm going to do, and that's it. End of story. So they can put whatever they want in the Tekken shop. Is not worth my value. It's not worth my time. Can't. It's stupid ass shit. Okay, moving on to the last one. Xbox might be putting Steam or Epic Game Store into the Xbox console platform, which is very interesting. Now, a lot of people said that this is a bad thing, like how Xbox is putting, or might be. It's not official. Let me make that clear. Take this with a grain of salt. It's not concrete. They might be putting the Epic Game Store and the Steam Store into the Xbox console ecosystem or the system itself. If they are going to do it, I'm not sure. But if they are going to do it, it's just going to be it just gonna blows my mind. Because like again, we're still hearing rumors about the Xbox handheld that's being made. For me personally, I was before I was a bit skeptical about that, but now thinking about it, hearing some interviews from Phil Spencer, I'm thinking this is going to happen. Again, we've got to wait, and this is more like a wait and see. Just wait and see. However, just speculation wise, I think it is going to happen for sure. And if this is going to happen, and they're going to put the Epic Store and the Steam Store as well as Game Pass, man, it's going to be mind blowing. It's just basically, man, it basically for me it will definitely kill PlayStation as a whole. It definitely just shoot PlayStation in the back for that one. It's crazy. Because again, if they wanted to, like again, they sit there, they wanted Helldivers too, and then the PlayStation fanboy said, you going Helldivers, buy a PlayStation 5, go get a PC, all that shit, right? I'm like, fair enough, right? I wasn't mad, I wasn't jealous about that. That's fair. I got a PC anyway, so I could have brought Helldivers on the PC, but I didn't. Helldivers is just not the game for me. I can care less. But, right, if, let's say, for example, if, let's say, Phil Spencer and whatever the rest of the team at Xbox probably tried to, like, negotiate saying, hey, we'll give you this if you give us this or whatever, maybe there wasn't no deal, didn't really fall through, whatever. It's like, well, how could we get this going? The easiest fucking way is like, well, we're Microsoft. They are a software company. They own Windows, right? I think is Gabe Newell used to work with Xbox. It's not that hard to put two and two together and just like it's not hard to pick up the phone to Gabe Newell and say, uh, hey, yeah, we tried to talk to PlayStation about da 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 da, but that didn't went through. So what I was thinking about, if it's up to you, if it's okay, Gabe Newell, if you can put your Steam storefront into the Xbox platform ecosystem, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. So then that way we can let Xbox players can download PlayStation games as well as Helldivers 2. And there's nothing, and if they do that, because there's nothing that Sony can fucking do. What can Sony do? What, Sony's just gonna say we're gonna yank off Helldivers 2 if that happens? No. They're not gonna do that because it's just gonna make them more money. It's just like it, it's just like this. They don't want their PlayStation exclusive to be on another platform. But if all Xbox has to do is just say, hey, we'll put Steam Store onto our platform, you got access to all the PlayStation games that they have right now currently. So they could play Spider-Man 2. They could play Spider-Man 1 when Spider-Man 2 comes on the PC platform. Xbox could download the PlayStation version, the PlayStation version on Steam, and play Spider-Man. It's that fucking simple. There's no, it's not even illegal because again, Steam store is on the PC platform, but Steam is a software, and you can put Steam on any whatever. Like you could put it on a laptop, right? You could put it on a handheld. You could put it on your PC. What makes you think like they can't put it on a fucking console? They can put it on a console. The console is the equivalent of a PC at this point. This is not There's nothing special about the architecture. The architecture, when we're talking about architecture, like the hardware and specs, like when it was special during the time of PlayStation 3 days, the PlayStation 3 architecture was a hell of a lot different than the 360. It was way different. So trying to, play games on another platform or port or whatever, it was very difficult. It still is difficult to this day. Even for emulation, it took a while for them to kind of crack it to put it onto the PC platform. It didn't work like this. It took it was definitely a different architecture. But fast forward now, right? On the with the PlayStation 4 and the PS5, right, and the Xbox, One and Xbox Series S and X, all four of those systems, all two of those generations are basically are PC compatible. Like PlayStation 4 can, if you strip out their software, like the PlayStation Sony OS software, you strip that out, I guarantee I'm 100% positive that you could put a Windows 10 to run on a PlayStation console, because the architecture is nothing different anymore. It's not like PlayStation 3 architecture. This is PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 is more streamlined towards like a PC architecture. So it makes game development easier. They had to learn the hard way from the PlayStation 3 generation. That's why they changed it. So it's no different in the PlayStation 5. So what does that tell you? So basically, it wouldn't be that difficult for Xbox to just put Steam Store or Epic Game Store onto the console itself, and just have people to buy the games on the Steam Store, download them, and play the games on Xbox. It wouldn't be an Xbox logo. It will be a Steam logo, because you're buying it at the Steam storefront. Steam is considered more towards PC. The architecture on both of these consoles are the equivalent to a PC. That's how they can get around it. That's why this that is just, it's just like, bro, like, let me tell you, it's not it it's definitely going to be turning some heads, especially when they're making the handheld. If they are making the handheld, right, it'll be just a one-stop shop thing. Then it'll be like, what's the point of buying a PlayStation 5 then? What's the point of buying it? Like, now I got Steam, Epic Game Store, right? And I got Game Pass all on one console. It's one-stop shop. It'll be over for Sony. How Sony wouldn't Sony, I don't even know how Sony will pull out of that. Like it would be no way in hell. You can't, like, Sony can't beat a Steam store. You just fucking can't. Like, I know they probably might say, well, they got there's no exclusive anymore. Every PlayStation exclusive is on the PC platform. Don't be too surprised when they sit there and say, hey, we're gonna port some old games from the PlayStation 4 gen, we'll put it onto the PC front. We'll put the Order of 1886. We'll put they might even put in Bloodborne. That's gonna make them some money. But again, I don't know. We gotta wait and see what they're gonna do. But other than that, they're not going, like, PlayStation is not going to stop porting games over to PC. They're making money. And like, I think I saw on a news article that people who brought Helldivers, 60% of players brought Helldivers on the PC over the console. So from 60 to 40, what does that tell you? That means, like, PC is starting to dominate, take flight. A long time ago, right? A long, long, long time ago, consoles was kind of on top and PCs was like second. And when I say that, let me make this clear. I'm not saying hardware that like console hardware was better than the PC hardware. No. I'm talking about more of a popularity thing. A lot of people was more into console. It was a lot more popular way back then than a PC. PC hardware back then was still more powerful than a console. Regardless, throughout every generation, PC was always going to be powerful. You can't take that away. But back then, the popularity was consoles, right? Handhelds, and then like PC was like kind of at the bottom. I'm not saying like, oh, PC was bad. I'm just saying the popularity of PC wasn't booming. I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it wasn't booming because there was some games that did come out that blew up and stuff like that. But I'm just saying on a mainstream level, like mainstream right now, on a mainstream level, now PC is much more popular now in 2024 than it was like 10 years ago, a couple of years ago back. Like it wasn't that popular. Now more than ever, PC is taking over. Handheld slash PCs are taking over. They are more popular than people want to buy a console. So like the things are just switching now. That's just what it is. That's where we're at right now. So for this, it's nothing doom or gloom for Microsoft. Microsoft is just making bank. They put in games on the PlayStation platform. They gave you 4. They're still making exclusive titles, which they are, right? They like Valve is coming out. You got what do you call it? Indiana Jones is coming out. You got all of these games are still coming out. Like all of these games are still coming out. So they're still good, right? You know, they got third party deals as well, second party deals, Game Pass for $10 a month, day and date games. They put in games on the Steam platform anyway. They got game they put in Xbox games on the PC. This will be no surprise that if Microsoft says, "Hey, let's just bring Steam on the console platform." They're killing it. They're fucking killing it right now. They're killing it. Like this will. A lot of people said that oh, they're doom and gloom. Like, they're making money. They're making money. They're not going out of business anytime soon. They're making money. Trust me. If it was doom and gloom, then it would have been no point of buying the ABK deal and all this shit. What would be the point? It's like kind of like Embracer brought all of this shit and then the deal didn't went through and now you see them selling their fucking shit because they can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Like they brought all of these studios, Embracer brought all of these studios. Now they can't afford it because whatever that one deal that they was banking on didn't go through. They set their high horses too high, and then that shit didn't fall through. Right? So Xbox is dominating right now. There's no I don't know what Sony is going to do about this, but they're gonna have to really fix up their shit. Because if this is going to happen, this is definitely going to fucking kill that fucking console. Because next gen consoles, let's say the next gen console, let's say they said, okay, we got Game Pass, we do got Epic Game Store, and we do got the Steam Store all in our console platform right now. You can get access to all of these games right now. You could download Ghost of Tsushima, you could download The Last of Us, you can also download our games like Forza Horizon 5, right? You know, Fable, Perfect Dark, all of these games access to the tip of your fucking fingertips. You could buy whatever games, wait for a sale, this and that. As much games as you want is there. How in the fuck is Sony is going to compete towards that? How? How are you going to compete to that? There is no way in hell they're going to get out of that one. There's just none. How are you going to compete with that? I don't know. You tell, hey, your audience, you tell me. I don't know. How are you going to compete with that? It's crazy. It's crazy, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But if they do, they're going to be fine. Microsoft is going to make money. They're killing it right now. So if this ever happens, it's not going to diminish sale. It's just going to make the value look fucking even better. It's crazy. Now, for a wrap-up question, this one is definitely a good wrap-up question here. I found this was pretty interesting. I was talking to my friend Raphael about this. He said, hell no. He said that game is shit. Not the game that I'm about to talk about, but his game. I was putting it like an example of what if Avatar was a really good game. He's like, no, that game is shit. They always make a bad game. Yes, I know. It's bad. It's really bad. But our wrap up question is, you know, it was interesting because I was listening to an interview with this. So here's the wrap up question: Bioshock 4 versus Judas. Which one would you buy or follow first? The creator or the IP underneath a publisher and a developer? I think that's a good question. And I sat there and I thought about it because, like, again, the creator was Kevin Levine. Kevin Levine is making Judas, which is like a Bioshock game in space, but with new mechanics. It's a totally like a refresh thing. Like, it's like, oh, this is kind of like cool. Okay, I'm liking this, right? It's like so. It's like something. It's still got that feel, but it's just something fresh about it. But I know Kevin Levine. Kevin Levine makes the Bioshock series. You know, Bioshock 1. He didn't do 2. That was another developer. But he did do Infinite, which I love. I love Infinite, and I played it so many times. When it first came out at launch, I was there lined up at GameStop, and I pre-ordered the game, and I was ready to buy it and play it at home. I was like, yes, let's go. I was down, and I love the game. I love Bioshock. So, but then again, it made me think like, okay, so we got a creator that got that Bioshock game feel to it. It's not a Bioshock game; it's something else. But we still make it. It makes it feel like it's a Bioshock game. But then again, we got Take Two Interactive that is still having this other developer team that's still developing Bioshock 4, which is the sequel after Infinite. So Infinite 4, we don't know if it's a different name or whatever, but it's the fourth one in the entry, right? It's the fourth one, right? So my thing is, it's like, which one would you gravitate first? Would you gravitate towards a creator in a franchise that you know and love? Would you buy their game first, or would you still stick with Bioshock 4, like the next sequel, even though the creator is not there? But you know that it's underneath a publisher that is good, which is Take Two Interactive, which is, right, they got the whole Rockstar, GTA, they got other publishers, developer. They just brought Gearbox, right? So they're still in development with this developer underneath Take Two, which is Bioshock 4, would you still continue or would you follow that without the creator? I think that's an interesting question because for me, I thought about it. I sat there, I said, you know what? If, as much as I like the Bioshock series, which I do, right? I don't know what they're going to do with this one. We still don't know. We know about what Judas is doing. I don't know about this. But let's just say like this. Let's say if I didn't see Judas, right? And I'm just hearing from information. Like I just hearing this developer, this is Bioshock 4, and I'm hearing that here's the creator, the original creator of Bioshock. They're making a game called Judas. Is basically Bioshock in space. Like I don't know, I didn't see no video, no nothing about it, but I know the creator is Kevin Levine. That's it. Between those two like articles or whatever, I'll have to lean towards the creator. I always going to go with the creator. That's my personal opinion on that. I always go with the creator over the IP because the creator itself always makes the games better because we're talking about the creator. I'm not saying is it every creator or developer does that? Not really. You know, some developers can make a really great game one time, and then they could just fuck up the next game and the next 2 to 3 games. Right, that can happen. Right, but looking at the track record of seeing Kevin Levine that did System Shock, right, that did the Bioshock franchise, which I fell in love with, which is the first one, and I played Infinite. I trust this man enough that whatever his next game that he's going to do, which I already seen it, which is basically Bioshock in space, I'm gonna go with the creator. I have trust in him. I like the ideas. I like his interview, what I'm hearing about the game, what I'm seeing it so far. And for myself, I always gonna follow the creator than the IP itself. You know, the creator always makes the the game itself good, and it gives me confidence. It gives me relief that I feel like this creator can make whatever he wants. I know he's going to do an excellent job. You know, just like any dev team, like, well, certain dev teams that I could trust, like 4A Games with Metroid, like the Metroid series, I trust them enough that whatever the next Metroid game, they can take as long as they want. When it comes out and I see the gameplay and I see how good it looks, I'm there day one. They don't have to give me anything else. I'm throwing down $70. Easy. Same thing for Kevin Levine. When that Judas game comes out, there's no questions asked. I seen the man, I play his games. I like what I'm hearing. I like his interview. I trust this man. I never got disappointed by him or his work. I'm throwing down $70. On the other hand, we talk about Bioshock 4. Yes, I'm also interested in that too, but I have to see it. I know it's in the works, right? But it's like a wait and see. And if it's intriguing, then I might throw down $70 on that. But if it's not, then I'm only gonna go for that $70 for Kevin Levine. But if I had to pick one, like to go first, if both of them was released at the same time, it's still gonna be Kevin Levine, hands down. Kevin Levine with his new game Judas, I will pay $70 easily, no questions asked. That'll be my first thing. Maybe the other game, if it's good, I'll pay for it. When it's like a discount or something like that, I will. And if it's good and they do a good job, then maybe their next game, whoever that's behind developing that game, if he does another really good job for the next one, then I'll get some trust in that. But that's just my opinion. I don't know about you. What do you guys think about that? Would you follow the creator in a developer who made a franchise, or would you just follow the IP underneath a publisher and a different developer, but they still got the IP for the next sequel? It's a good question. So it's a very, very good question. Which one would you do? Which one would you go first, or which one would you lean towards? Would you buy? Like my boy Raphael, man, he said he said the opposite. He said the sequel. He said it's going to intrigue him more for a sequel than it is for the creator. But he told me like he knows like that Avatar game is garbage. Yes, it is. I know. Oh man, just the look on his face, yo, it just cracked me up. But yeah, man, that is it. That's a wrap for me. Hopefully, you guys enjoy what I have to say and everything off the top of my head. Let everything out. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about what we just talked about, man. Capcom with the microtransaction, Dragon Dogma 2. Are you guys are playing it? Are you not playing it? Did you get a refund for the game? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Um, Let me know about the Bandai Namco situation. If you have modded, did you mod stuff in Tekken 8? Did you get a copyright strike? You know, let me know what you guys think. Again, I'm just saying, hey, if you want to push back on that game, just don't buy shit at the Tekken shop. That's what I'm doing. I'm not buying shit at the Tekken shop. Nope, not a single microtransactions. I'm not fucking doing that shit. Mm-mm. Gonna copyright strike people on their fucking YouTube channel. That's ridiculous. Um, Also, guys, let me know about the whole Xbox and Steam. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that's a good idea? What Microsoft's doing, or is it a bad idea? For me, I think that's a good idea. I'm, I'll be pretty fucking stoked. I'll be like, holy shit, this is big. Oh my god, this is gonna be crazy. I don't even know what what PlayStation's gonna do after that. I don't know, but they're gonna be in trouble. They're gonna be in big trouble. And let me know about the wrap up question. What do you guys think in your opinion? The creator or the IP? Would you follow the creator? Would you pay for their new game first? That's similar to the original IP from a game that you already know, or would you just stick with the IP and you're not gonna follow the creator and their new IP? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know, guys, what you think. But until next time, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.